Just going to chat a little bit. My name is Chris Clark. I'm the glass division manager. We do these every Friday. Usually we rotate through, so someone new will do them every week to get a little bit of a different perspective every time you have a different individual doing it. We used to do them Saturdays, and then we switched it to Friday at the close of business, and then everybody was like, well, we really want to start our weekend. So now we're doing it lunchtime Friday, and then once the end of the day happens and everybody gets to go their separate ways and do their thing. So what I like to do is just have you guys introduce yourselves. Let us know what you came to Combined or Blackwell to do. And we can start with you if you want, since you're not eating yet.
Landon Thomas, Growl. You get on the heavy haul, doing the dedicated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's where, in Portland?
Portland to Southern California.
Okay. All right. What type of trailer is that going to be?
The RGN trailers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome. You had some heavy haul experience before coming here, I guess.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Thomas, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Go ahead.
My name is Michael Thomas Jr. I am with the freezer department. I'm an experienced driver. I've been driving for 3 years, and I have experience in training students on how to drive semi-trucks and reefers and vans.
Oh. Well, that would be nice because, once you've been here, they say a year, but if we make exceptions all the time, but they're always looking for coaches too. So anybody, especially like yourself, who's coached before, that'd be a huge opportunity for Blackwell. OTR or you didn't do I-5 or?
I-5 set in Western.
Oh.
And if they need me to go take something further, it's fine with me too.
All right. Well, don't let them know that too much because then you're going to find yourself out there doing whatever, wherever they need you. All right, go ahead.
I'm Ryan Harper. I'll be pulling a reefer. I'm a student, so this is my first time really driving over the road. I'm going down the I-5.
Oh, okay. Local school, or did you come from?
I went to RGW out of Fresno.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we have 2 glass plants down there, so I know that they travel down there often.
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually transfer over to that.
Yes. Well, let's make that happen because, especially with you live in Fresno. Oh, that's a great area. We're real busy down there, right? And this week has been kind of crazy at the end of the week, but. All right, well, my name's Chris. Like I said, I've been with Combined, Monday will be my 23rd anniversary, 23 years,
Wow.
yes.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. There's only a few of us that have been here for like 20 years plus,
Wow.
but right now we're seeing a lot of longevity with the employees that we have. Everybody's kind of finding their place, and that's kind of what we hope for. It's an opportunity for people to have longevity in their work history and stuff. So anyways, 23 years. All I've really done is glass. So the things I'm going to talk about are not all glass, but that relate to all the different fleets. So everybody can get a little bit of something out of my notes here. First, I always like to talk about summer weather. Just remember, we want to be proactively hydrating, not reactively. So you want to drink water every day, throughout the day. Cooling towels. Do we have any of those, Jared? Cooling towels, the ones that go around their necks and stuff for the heat?
I don't think we do.
Oh.
I don't have any in here.
Oh, okay. Well, we might look into getting some of those. If we do, we'll let the fleet know so that you guys can come by here and pick some up. I know the warehouses get super warm when you're waiting and you're out there loading as well. So we want to make sure that we remember school's out for most areas sometime throughout this month. So there's going to be small humans on foot riding bikes. We want to make sure we scan the road ahead of us, be aware of our surroundings because there's going to be a lot more kids on the road. Service levels. So this is always a really big thing for me to talk about. Combined Transport over the years has really prided themselves, as well as Blackwell, on our on-time service, our deliveries, our loading. So, for example, my expectation of my fleet is that they're there at their loading or unloading facility a minimum of an hour before the time on their dispatch says. So if it says 7 a.m., we'd like you there at 6. Check in, let them know you're there, prep your trailer. A lot of the facilities specifically that we deliver to are real small, and they are a real fine oiled machine. They take the product off the truck, they put it on their production line, and so if we're late, then it jams up the rest of their operations for the day. It's been a little difficult, as I'm sure you guys have heard, in the industry as a whole, not just for Combined. The economy, it's slowed down, so we really want to make sure that we are professional, we keep our trucks clean, our appearance is clean when we're representing the company at the customers, so that they remember us when it does come time for freight to be tendered out, that they would think about Combined first. So we just want to make sure that we leave that impression on them. Trip planning falls into the service levels. So, we as dispatchers and salespeople rely on our drivers to be on top of your hours of service. My coaching to my fleet is to not accept a load that they don't feel confident in making delivery on. We have a little bit of visibility to your hours of service, but we take that into consideration when we're giving you a load, and we want to make sure that we provide you with plenty of transit time to make it and not set you guys up for failure, to ensure those service levels. But we need you guys to let us know, hey, you know what, that's going to be super tight, and I'm willing to run on rollover, but just to know exactly what you've got for your hours. Along with that is where you want to take your breaks from point A to point B. Plan your trip. Say that I'm going to fuel here. My 30-minute break is here. This is where I'd like to make it for my 10-hour break. Because ultimately, you'd want to be there the night before so that you could get your 10-hour break before you deliver. And then once you're empty, you have the entire day to run on and work. When you're using part of your hours of service to roll into the customer that morning, your clock started. So it's going to limit you on maximizing your miles. So all those things kind of group together, but just be really mindful of your hours of service and communicate. I really encourage the drivers to communicate more than not enough. My fleet, they can email us, they can call us direct. The only thing that we ask is to please leave a voicemail. We're really working on making sure that all calls are returned within a 2-hour window. They might be at lunch, to where when they get back, they get their messages, and then they'll reach out to the drivers. My fleet, my group, you can email us. We have one group email that goes to all of us, so there's never a missed opportunity for communication. So in your individual lanes that you're going to be running and the people that you're going to be running for, I believe Travis will be your main point of contact for your lane. And then the dispatchers and the sales support staff in Blackwell are all really, really good, and they've all got good rapport with their drivers, so you guys shouldn't have any issues at all. Referral bonus. So I always like to remind the drivers, you guys are our best form of publicity. You guys are the ones out there meeting new drivers on the fuel islands, at truck stops. Talk to them about Blackwell, talk to them about Combined and the lanes that we offer. And, give them your names so that when they call the career center, they can name drop you. Because if you refer somebody and we end up hiring them, they make it through orientation and training, 30 days from the day that they get their truck assignment, you will get $2,000. And it's one full payment to you. It's not broken up. It's not determined on whether or not they quit on 40 days. Once they've been with the company for 30 days, that bonus is yours for the referral. So don't ever forget. The one thing that drivers forget to do is just give them your name. Or if you forget to give them your name, get theirs. Call the career center and say, hey, keep an eye out for this application because I referred this driver to Combined. No experience, but he'd like to start in Blackwell. Whatever the case might be. But it'd be a shame for you guys to miss an opportunity for that bonus. Pre-trip and post-trip inspections. So in my fleet, we do not have assigned trailers. Reefer, I know there's a lot of drop and hook in the reefer division for Blackwell as well. Now for your lane, it is dedicated, so I don't know if you'll stay with the same trailer or if you're gonna rotate through trailers with other drivers. But even then, your pre-trips are super important. If you identify any issues, please just reach out to driver services. OTR maintenance is there. Driver services is 24/7 as a resource for you drivers. Let them know what you're dealing with, and then if it's something that can't be fixed right away, then they'll reach out to your dispatch team and then probably source another trailer for you. That's what I end up doing. If you're dropping that trailer and there are reportable maintenance issues, call OTR maintenance. Just let them know, hey, I'm dropping this trailer. It's the weekend, but the brakes are below DOT requirements, or there's a bald spot on the tire, or whatever the case might be. If you communicate that, then we'll know not to reassign that trailer to another driver until those things are addressed. In the reefer division, it is super important to, do unto others. It's kind of the golden rule, as you want done to you. Wash out your trailers. Make sure that you leave the reefer trailer full of fuel. You don't want to leave it empty, so somebody else is going to have an issue and have to spend their time fixing it. So, another thing would be certifying your logs. So I always like doing these because I ask for, input from other departments. And we require our drivers to certify their logs daily. So I was thinking, because of all the drivers that refuse to certify their logs, that it was like really a complicated thing to do. Like it was back-breaking work, it took forever, all right, fine, they're just procrastinating. So just today I found out how to certify the logs. And it's a pretty simple process. I mean, it literally takes seconds. All you gotta do is, my suggestion would be the morning before you start your day, you go onto your computer, your OBC, mobile maps, PeopleNet, whatever you wanna refer to it as. And when you go into your logs, at the bottom of the screen, there's a button that says certify. You push the button. Then it'll ask you for your password, which is typically your last 4 digits of your social security number. Type in 4 numbers and then verify. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And I've got all these drivers having phone calls made to them. Hey, buddy, you forgot to certify your logs. You gotta do it every day. And we're constantly really mindlessly making these phone calls because it's a complete waste of time for people in driver services to have to call the drivers to remind them to do such a simple process. And Rich Mann is joining us. He is in driver supervision. He is also here Monday through Friday. He takes after hours calls if it's his turn in the barrel. He's the one who told me how simple it was to certify logs. So I beg and plead with all the drivers listening in, just certify your damn logs. It's super simple. Now, the only time consuming part is if you're gonna take like an extended vacation, you got 7 days off, 8 days off, you do gotta come in and you gotta certify for each day that you're out of the truck. And that would be the only time consuming thing, but it's not like you do that every month. You do it on occasion. So, what were you gonna ask, Thomas?
Why don't they do that?
Why don't they do that?
Besides forgetting your gas, is there any other reason why?
I think the only other reason why they wouldn't do it is just simply complacency. They don't want to do it. They're being stubborn.
You have to do it, so what?
Yes. And we as a company, we don't want to get to a point where it's like we would reprimand somebody for not doing it.
Yeah.
We don't. Because it's so simple, it seems completely ridiculous that we would want to have any kind of punishment for not doing it. So just do it.
Yeah.
Super simple. That was a really good question. Well, why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah,
That's a really good question, Thomas.
And I have gotten to the point where I've had to get all the way to probation because people refuse to do it.
Yeah, and like I was just telling them, it's, every once in a while, I'll ask people about different things to discuss, and I learn something new while I'm doing it. And then when you explained it to me, and I'm like, that's it? And
Yeah.
you're like, that's it. All right, fine. So now that I know the process, I can also coach my own drivers. If Rich calls me up and says, hey, you've got 5 drivers, they either just don't know how to get into their computer on their truck, or they're just not wanting to do it. Can you call them? And if there's power in numbers. We communicate between all the different departments on a regular basis. So we want you to know that it's a team effort. We want everybody to be successful, and this one simple process is part of you guys being successful. So, PC, we as a company allow for 45 miles of personal conveyance within a 24-hour period, as long as it does not benefit the company. So you can't progress the load while you are on PC. It's really just an opportunity for you, if you're empty, to get to a truck stop. If there's inclement weather, if you were stuck because of an accident, you know, those things there, it'll allow you that little bit of extra to be able to get to a place to do laundry and have facilities and have food and not be stuck on the side of the road. So, Driver Services also keeps track of PC. If you extend past the 45 miles, a report gets generated and it goes to Driver Services, and then they might reach out to you with a friendly reminder. Hey, you went on PC and you drove 500 miles. Oh crap, I forgot to switch back over. There's a number of reasons. Sometimes it's just a simple mistake. So they'll make those phone calls to you as well as a reminder of, you know, what our company expectation is, and help you through it if maybe you fumbled your way and couldn't figure it out. So, for those of you listening and who are aware, we have a senior driver who's been with the company almost 25 years. He's a driver for my fleet. He recently lost his wife. And I just wanted to share with you a really huge thank you from him. There has been a lot of love and support and text messages, phone calls, and donations, big and small, to help him get through this period of what he's going through. So I spoke to him last night, and he's very emotional with appreciation. So he just wanted me to say thank you to everybody listening and who is going to watch this later. So.
For the end of this family.
Huh? Yeah.
32 minutes.
Yep. Rich Man, do you have anything that you would like to contribute to the meeting today that you have experienced in Driver Services that should be addressed?
Oh, well, I think you hit on my main keys right there.
Okay.
As far as PC and everything else goes. If the thing is, you gotta realize too, is every time you guys PC and that gets, I have to call you on it, I'm eventing it because I'm calling it. If it becomes a pattern, the pattern is what I'm looking at. If it becomes a thing where I'm calling you every single week because you PC'd 100 miles here, 200 miles there, yeah, we can fix it, but at the same time, it might.
Why are you guys doing it?
Exactly.
That's what we want to get to.
And I have to dig into that, and if it becomes an issue and it's not an accident, it could become disciplinary at that point.
So, I'm sure everybody knows about the performance bonus. You know, you get 4 cents a mile, all miles that you run, not just when you're loaded. And that performance bonus is an incentive. We don't give that to our drivers because we want to have something to take away from you. That's an incentive to you drivers to remember to be a safe driver, you know, to be professional, to remember your housekeeping when you're at shippers and receivers. You know, all the parts about being a professional truck driver. That's why we give you that extra incentive, to just keep you motivated in that direction. However, like Rich said, if we have drivers that repeatedly make the same infractions, the performance bonus is there also to use if you have a major claim. Say you hit a fire hydrant and the repairs are $1,500. So our performance bonus is based on major and minor. So a minor performance bonus is any damage that's under $1,000, and a major would be anything over $1,000. So based on the claim and the customer's fence or the bay door that you ripped off because you didn't make sure it was open all the way, based on what that repair costs would determine what your piece in getting that repaired is. So if it's a $500 minor little thing, then you might see, if they deem that it is preventable by the driver, they would say, hey, you know what? For 2 pay periods, basically 1 month, we're gonna withhold your performance bonus because we deemed this driver error. And you're like, yeah, God, I should have looked out my side mirror. I should have gotten out and checked. You know, I absolutely get it. But if you think about it, if you run 10,000 miles for the month, that would be what, $400? You're only paying back a portion. I mean, if you've got a $1,500 repair, it might be 6 pay periods, which $1,200. And this is if easy math, 10,000 miles, 4 cents a mile. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is I just want to make sure that you guys understand that we don't want to take the performance bonus, but it is there for your ownership, your piece in what may have happened. I've had some drivers lose an entire load of glass to the tune of $25,000 plus the cleanup fees. So you're looking at a $30,000 bill, and they have 6 pay periods, 3 months of their performance bonus, and that's their skin in the game. And the company is covering the rest of it.
You lose $1,200, we pay
12
$30,000.
Right. And you might still have a job.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to think about. So, you know, a lot of drivers get upset, you can't take my money, that's my money. But then when you sit and explain it to them that way, then they have a better understanding.
And usually during the disciplinary call, when I call anybody and I'm saying, hey, I'm writing you up for this, or you're putting on your probation for this, I always inform you, it's most likely gonna be 6 pay periods or 2 pay periods, and claims is gonna reach out to you shortly on it.
Yeah.
So that way you know it's coming.
We will never take away anything from you without having that conversation. So you will not be blindsided. You're not going to look at your paycheck and go, what the hell? And then we're like, oh yeah, by the way, remember back in July you did this? You know, we're not going to do that. Like I said, we all communicate. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with decisions we make, dispatches we give, you know, your expectations from us as well as ours of you. So just really, like I said, communication and building those relationships with the people that you work with in the corporate office. Because once you guys get your truck, it's going to be a rare occasion that any of us get to see you. Unless you stop by and you pop in and you say hi and put faces with the names. I encourage you guys to do that. Meet all the people that you work with over the phone. It just gives your relationship a different type of level at that point, I think. So, do you guys have any questions? Even if it's not glass related, if I don't know the answer, I can find it out and I can get back to you.
I saw you pointing at me.
Anybody? Yeah, I can find out the answer maybe from him, and then I'll get back to you and pretend like I knew all along, you know. Nothing? All right.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. You only had to listen to me for 30 minutes today. Congratulations, nobody died.
Yeah.